My brother took my robot mopping device after I kicked him out and refused to give it back, so now I am going to ruin his reputation at Thanksgiving. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother to stop coming unannounced and changing the locks? My brother, Chris, 27, moved in with my boyfriend and I 7 years ago. We took pity on him after he was kicked out of my childhood home for substance use and was sleeping in his car. At first, Chris and my boyfriend got along great. After a few years of living together, Chris became more reclusive and distant from us both. Chores were not being done around the house and I was getting sick of cleaning up after him and his negative attitude. 6 months prior to the end of our lease, I told Chris that he had to find another living situation. He did finally move out a few weeks prior to the end of our lease and I thought we all agreed about splitting up shared appliances and valuables. One thing we did not discuss was our shared robot mopping device. We acquired this one day at my grandmother's house a few years ago. She was moving and offered it to all three of us as she would not be using it. So we brought that little robot home. This thing is nothing fancy, just a small device you fill with cleaning solution and attach disposable mop pads. Let me be clear, in the 4 years we have had this thing, Chris has not once paid for any replacement mopping pads. Never had even turned the thing on. It was always boyfriend or I splitting the cost of pads and setting this thing up to run nightly so we'd all wake up to clean floors downstairs. Chris hasn't returned his key because he's still slowly moving things out. It's been over a month now. He always showed up unannounced to our home to gather boxes and his belongings. Sometimes we wouldn't even realize he was there while we had been out. Last night boyfriend was looking for our little robot friend as we had just gotten new pads delivered for it. Turns out that after going crazy looking for this thing and texting Chris, he did take it, claiming, "Yeah, he is mine." This was the last straw. We had been so accommodating to this man for years. I just can't believe Chris had the audacity to take our beloved robotic cleaning friend without a word. I have let Chris know that we are no longer comfortable with him coming by unannounced and if he needs anything we will look for it ourselves. I also said he could return his key to the office and we will pick it up. His response? "Stop being weird, I don't want any of your trash poop, I already had all my useful grow equipment stolen anyway, stop texting me before you make me mad." Boyfriend ordered a camera that will be here tomorrow. I've contacted the leasing office to make them aware of the animosity between us and requested the locks to be changed. I just want to know, am I going too far? This robot is not at all expensive, but it's more about the principle to me. I feel disrespected. We all have to see each other next week for Thanksgiving and I know it will be awkward. Update. I decided to reach out to my brother and ask him nicely to bring our robot friend to Thanksgiving so we can bring him back home. Here are the messages so far. Me. I've gotten some time to think about this and gotten some different perspectives. I don't believe the robot belongs to you. I'd really appreciate if you could bring it with you to Thanksgiving so we can bring it back home. I feel as though we've been very accommodating to you over the years you've lived with us, and taking a shared appliance without any discussion is not only disrespectful but shows your lack of consideration for us. So we'd like our robot back since really he is ours after years of using and upkeeping without any help from you. Chris, I've gotten some time to think about it and I want the TV from Grandma as well, so go ahead and bring it over when you get a chance, thanks me. The TV was also given to us specifically, I'm not sure why you think that's yours as well. Chris, everything was given to you. Apparently she asked me if I wanted the robot while I was in the kitchen and I said yes, that's how it went, end of the story. I don't give two poops what you think is yours or not. If I let you borrow something because I'm not using it, it doesn't make it yours. Me, as I remember it, we were all there at the time she offered. I even tried to decline since it's still useful but she insisted. It was given to all of us as a shared household. If you thought it was yours, you should have discussed it with us first before taking it while we were out. Chris, you remember wrong and I don't need to discuss my own things. Not to mention boyfriend moving shady, taking poop out of the tent while I was gone thinking I wouldn't notice, lol, how is that any different? I didn't bring it up because I'm a bigger person and don't care anymore. I want to put this terrible part of my life behind me and if you don't leave it be, I'm going to leave you behind as well. Me. You and boyfriend discussed splitting up the gross stuff which you thought went amicably. You aren't being very mature and I don't want someone who can't have a simple conversation about shared items in my life anyway. So I guess that's it. Looks we will not be getting our little friend back. Thank you all for your support and interaction with this post. This was my second post ever, and to see it blow up was a crazy feeling. Update 2. I included my text conversation with my brother Chris in the comments of my last post. To summarize, I asked as politely as I could for our mopping robot back as well as stated the reasonings why it belonged to us. Chris refused to see reason and pretty much said he would be cutting me out of his life if I kept bringing this up. My wonderful boyfriend couldn't sit back and let him be disrespectful to us anymore. He had his own conversation with Chris, which for privacy reasons cannot be shared. Boyfriend ended up taking some of your guys' advice and threatened to reveal specific information to our family if our robot was not returned on Thanksgiving. This was last Thursday, so he had 1 week to make a decision. After a quiet week I was preparing myself to drop a bomb on family dinner. But then, I went out to start warming up my car Wednesday night and there was a box on my front step. I didn't order anything and as I picked up the box noticed it wasn't sealed. Guys, our robot friend found his way home. I guess Chris decided that a mopping robot was not worth ruining his reputation with our family. He will not be bothering us anymore, and we will be low/no contact from now on. Now a positive from all this drama. Boyfriend and I are utilizing our new home monitoring cameras to watch our pets. Our dogs and cats' activities while home alone are so entertaining, it's brought us a lot of joy to check in on them. Family photo will be posted in comments of pets and robot. Have a great holiday season, everyone.